Namaskar, hello and welcome to our English class of Teaching Learning Interventions in Inclusive Classroom. From the book First Flight, we have this story, A Letter to God. For all the 10th class students, you're watching us on PMeVIDYA channel number 10 and also on our YouTube channel ncertofficial. If you have read this story, you know what this entire story is all about. If you have found this catchy or can you relate with it? Any of these questions, anything that's in your mind, any doubt, any query, please mail it to us on our email ID, which is dth.class10@ciet.nic.in. You can also send your queries through our YouTube channel NCERT Official right down in the live chat box, and we'll receive those questions, and we have an expert with us. He'll be more than happy to answer all your queries towards the end of the session. And let's meet our expert. We have with us Mr. Joji Varghese. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
very
sir,
much.
for joining us. Let me just introduce our expert to the audience, and he is a special educator from Zaiba Apa Institute of Inclusive Education, Kashmir. Along with him, we have a sign language interpreter, and he is Mr. Otish. Welcome, Mr. Otish. He'll be interpreting each and every word here in the sign language. So I hope all the students will be benefited from this. And the letter to God. Let's start this discussion. And before talking about this story, I would like to ask our expert, sir, can you just explain the concept of God to our audience? What is it exactly?
Yeah, sure, I can explain it. So, see, God is an abstract concept, an abstract figure, because we were the general, whether it is you and me, we were paying somebody, we were saying in a difficult situation, we were saying our things, we were asking help to somebody. That's typically related to connect to God. See, let me tell you one thing, that in our life, if we are facing any kind of in a difficult situation, firstly, what we'll do, we'll ask help to somebody to helping others, so we can connect with that in God. But at the same time, I can say to you that children with disabilities, for these people, like children with disabilities or person with disabilities, for these people, God or the prayers, it's typically an abstract concept. So to teaching these children, the concept is very difficult. So, but at the same time, we have to think about it, God. The God as a figure that's available somewhere, we can connect this to faith. This is what I want to tell you about God.
Okay.
I hope you understand.
Yes, sir. We got the idea of God. Let's come to the story, A Letter to God. What exactly is there in the story?
Actually, this is a story. It's happened in Latin American country. So there is a farmer available. What happened? The farmer is typically living in a village. But what happened? The harvesting time, he needs rain. So what happened? The rain comes to hailstones, and his crops have destroyed. His agriculture things are destroyed. Then he is facing kind of issues. There should be a difficult condition. So what he has done, that he has finally the faith leads to God. So it's connecting to that the story.
Okay. And what's written in this letter to God?
That should be the letter to God. This story is giving a message to us. That should be, we can analyze the story in like a two-way. In a difficult situation, somebody help us. At the same time, what we'll do, if we get any help, we human beings are like that. If we get help somebody, we are not satisfied with the help which is we are getting. These two messages are getting from this story. from my view.
Okay. Can we talk about the main protagonist here? What kind of a character is he?
Yeah. There should be main two characters in this story available. One is the farmer Lanchu, and another is then a postman. Those are two typical characters available. So the Lanchu, the farmer, is asking help to God. At the same time, the postman helping to the farmer.
Okay. So, are you saying that we only ask help from God? When we are happy, we go to God. When we are sad, we go to the God. But otherwise, do we even remember God? As a human being, I'm asking that.
Yeah. I'm my answer that for that. When we are happy, we are some people are denying God, but we are in a difficult situation. We are asking help to God. It's not like that. God, we need God's support and help always. God is not for a purpose of asking. It's not like that one material. It should be for communicating our things. Either we are happy, either we are in sad condition. We require God.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And if we talk about the inclusive setup here,
Yeah.
and we are going through COVID-19 pandemic, we all know that we're suffering from it. So, what has this pandemic affected the inclusive setup, and any impact you can talk about?
Yeah, I can talk about it because the COVID-19, the pandemic is very badly affected worldwide. But in the setup of inclusive, or if you take the stance like a children with disabilities education or any another therapist thing, it's very badly affected because children with disabilities need direct to direct intervention. In inclusive setup, there should be 45 children or 60 children or 35 children like that together sitting and learning the things in together. But what happened due to pandemic? It's not happened. And due to pandemic, the children were sitting at home. It's disconnected all the things, the bondings, the friendship, the teaching, everything is disconnected. What the children with disabilities acquired from the inclusive setup, such knowledge, such things are lost. They lost because I were knowing some personal matter should be from some my children, my students.
Okay. Sir, just a small request. Can you
Yeah.
lower down the pace here? We have a sign language interpreter with us. So, just decrease the pace of your conversation.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Okay, and let's go further. You were talking about the inclusive setup, and you said that it has badly impacted, the pandemic has badly impacted the whole setup. So, if we talk about the future of the inclusive setup, and because we don't know that when is COVID-19 going to go, what is it going to look like, the future?
In future, inclusive setup, future is like a question mark because we need a lot of adaptation in inclusive setup. As what in our country treated inclusive setup, that is not enough now because I were already said in an inclusive setup maybe 45 children or 35 children like that, including children with disability. So now we have to go to construct even new setup and things for setting inclusive setup because there should be a social distance like that. We have to think about vaccination of all children and we have to think about it other things.
Okay, okay. Now that we have switched, the education system has switched from offline to online, schools are no more working. So, what about the children with special needs? Are they, no, is it difficult for them to work online? And if not, if everything is going fine, what's your take on this whole criteria?
Yeah. The online setup is online setup is not that much good for children with disabilities.
Okay.
And another thing I can say, one in parental empowerment or parental support, it's fine because in this setup online, what happened? children are totally disconnected or totally segregated from the community. They were sitting on the on the home and with the mother. Even they are not directly meeting the their therapist or teacher or someone else. So these things happening.
Okay. Okay. And let's talk about this particular story, a letter
Yeah.
to God. And
Yeah.
supposedly, had you been teaching this story in the original classroom as an offline, and right now you're teaching it online to the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
inclusive setup. What's the difference? Can you compare the two?
Yeah, yeah, I can compare it. It is an online setup. I'm just sitting here and I'm giving lecture to my students. But that is what is happening exactly. So, but what is happening in offline setup, in a classroom, if I go to teach the story to the children, I can do such type of activities there, even a role play, even a drama. I can go through connectivity and a God. I can create even a short film even there. They can, my children can go to act, and there should be getting a proper concrete concept about it God.
Okay, all right. So we even have a PPT with us. So
Yeah,
would you like to read the portion of the story?
yeah, yeah.
Can you see the
Uh,
PPT at your end?
yeah, yeah. I can say it.
Okay.
Okay, so I was starting about the story. I'm going to discuss about the story. Dear students, the story a letter to God. This is a story which is giving to as a message and a good message from this story. So we are going to discuss about the story. See, the house, the only one in the entire valley, is on the crest of a low hill. From this highest one could see the river and the field of like corn, dotted with the flowers that always promise a good harvest. So there should be a house available in a village, and in a hilltop there should be a farmer available. Farmer name is Lanju. Lanju is typically a farmer. He's only focusing on the cultivation, the things which is in the agriculture sector. He don't have any supporting another job there. So he cultivated such things. He cultivated such things in there, and like the corn he cultivated on the field, and it comes to the harvesting time, flowers. He's waiting for rain in there. So he required rain for getting good harvest. So he's waiting for the rain there. So then we'll see the next thing. The only thing that earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower throughout the morning. Lanju, who knew that his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Because Lanju, the farmer, he's looking on the sky, he's saying that, he's thinking that, yeah, I need a shower required and a rain required for getting good harvest. I need, that is what he's thinking there. That now we are really going to get some water. The woman who was preparing supper, prepared. Yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the field. One smaller ones were staying near the house until the woman comes to them all. Come for dinner. It was during the meal that just as. So they are saying that now we are going to get some water. Now we are going to get we are going to get rain. The God is willing to give rain to us for getting us good harvest. That's what they are saying. The woman saying, and the woman is there are children available, the oldest children and small children available. They are playing near the house, and the woman called to them, take dinner. Lanju had predicted big drops of rain begin to fall in the northeast. Huge mountains of clouds be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reasons than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. The Lanju, the farmer, is predicted that coming to do rain. There's coming to a rain going to fall. So the mountains are like clouds in the mountains and approaching the rain. The air was fresh and field. The air on the field is very fresh. So he's expecting a rain there. So he's he's happy so much about getting the rain. And when he returned to the experiment, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are now coins. The big drops are 10 cent pieces, the little ones are 5. He's saying that the raindrops is falling now from the sky. It's a big coin, just like in a big coins. It's very good. He's saying like that. With a satisfied expression, regarding he's getting an expression. He's satisfied with that and he's getting an expression. He regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers wrapped in a curtain of rain, but suddenly a strong wind began. What happened? The rain started and he's happy. The farmer lunch is happy very much, and he thinks, oh, I'm satisfied. It's a good thing like that. But what happened? Suddenly, what happened? There should be a big wind started, and suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones begin to fall. This truly did resemble new silver coins, the boys expressing themselves the rain. What happened? There should be, when wind started, after hailstones begin to fall. So it is little bit unexpected. It is it is unexpected thing happened there. So it is disappointed the farmer. He just afraid about it. It is really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it is passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield. On the whole valley, the field was white as if covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The field and everywhere, the hill and the home, everywhere is just like a white. What the hailstones happened, just white. 1 hour the hailstones happened. So it is disappointed the farmer. So what happened after that? There is no single leaf even the field. Everything is white and everything is destroyed. So the farmers get disappointed. Now he thinks he's going to the sadness. He's thinking what I'll do next, like that. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lanju's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, when the hailstones happened, everything is destroyed in the field. The farmer and his family is very much sad. So he is thinking now what to do. He can't say any single words. He and his family is getting sad. A plant of locust could have left more than this. The hill has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will all go into hungry this year. What happened? The farmer is thinking that this year is wasted. My all hard works, my all works is getting wasted. I can't do nothing because the hailstone happened. Everything is destroyed. Everything is destroyed. Now, what to do with hungry? People will die because one single thing he don't have even a single penny. Because I told to people that he's a farmer. He don't have anything. He's knowing only the job, that is farming, cultivating the things. like that. So this much, this is the beginning of the story. Now I'll do one thing. I'll summarize the story thoughtfully to my students. So what happened after this incident? The farmer is get disappointed with his sitting like that. He's talking with his sons like that because he can't do nothing like that. So finally, what happened? He decided that God will. He thinking or he decided like this: the God will help us from coming out this problem. So what we'll do? I'll do one thing. I'll write a letter. I'll ask help to God. I'll ask. I want to get help from God. So I'll do one thing. I'll go through it to God and I will ask the help. So I will write a letter to God. So what the farmer did, he wrote a letter to the God, and he's mentioned there his every problems, what happened exactly, and he asked some money that should be 100 pesos. The in a Latin America, Latin countries using currency, he asked mentioned in that, and he posted the letter to God. On the post office, what happened? The postman found the letter. There should be receiving, and there should be the address. The found from address from Lanju, but the received address from God. So the postman get just like what I have to say. What I found this somebody who wrote a letter to God like that thing, and he gone to meet his senior post officer, and he's showed this letter. The person is written. One person is write a letter to God. What will do? What I found this like that. First, his senior post officer also laugh. What is this? What I found? Then he thinks that if a person writing a letter to God, he's crossing all the limitations. There should be to God the limitations available. If we are in a difficult situation, we should pray to God. We're crossing all the limits. The person crosses all the limitations, and he's want something. He's curious what is in it in the letter. He's opened the letter and he read that letter. There should be mentioned his all problems, and he's asking some money. So very deeply, the postman is decided to help the farmer. He should do a charity. He's collected some money from his colleagues, friends, and he's contributed and a big 50% salary of his salary of his contributed with that. That should be 70 pesos monies in that. Next Sunday, what happened? The Lanju, the farmers came to the post office, and he's asked if there's a letter from God, and the letter should be there is available. And what happened? The postman hand over the letter to Lanju. Lanju is very curiously open the letter, and he's seeing there should be some money available. He's just counted the money, and it is 7 pesos, and he's just is disappointed. He's thinking, what is this? I asked something more. I need something more, but I didn't get it. And what happened? He's asked one pen and paper. He's written again a letter to God. God, what is this? I asked 100. You gave 70 only. What is this? Don't give me. I need the money. So give me more to me, like that. And he's mentioned there. Don't send the letter to me on mail, because the post office people are cheaters. They are taking the money, like that is mentioned. And he's dropped the letter there, and he left. After that, the postman took the letter, and his reader the things. He just struck it. What is this? He just struck it. This is the story.
Okay, this is a very interesting story, and I'm sure most of our audience, the students, they have read this story. So, we hardly have any time left, so let's go to the homework. Would you like to send some homework to our students?
Yeah, I can do it. So I was asking some questions to my students. That the first question, where was Lanju's house located? This is what my first question. And second question, did he have any neighbors? The Lanju, the farmer, having any neighbors? And the third one, he wrote letter to whom? The letter, the Lanju, the farmer, wrote to somebody. To whom he wrote letter? These are the homeworks.
So we'll be expecting the answers from our students, and let's go to the last part from the entire session, from the entire letter to God, the story. We've learned some words, so let's just revise those words. What are the key words of today's lesson? Please say it slowly so that the sign language interpreter gets the time to interpret it.
Yeah, sure. The keyword should be that one. First keyword, that employees. And second one, correspondence. And the third one, approaching.
Can you say it again in the same
sure.
pace?
The first one is employees. The second one is correspondence. And the third one is approaching.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, for explaining the entire story, A Letter to God. It's very, very interesting. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you to our sign language interpreter, Mr. Otish, as well, for being here, for explaining each and every word in the sign language for our students. Thank you. And here we are going to wrap up this session, but stay tuned. We are going to come back with another session of ours. It will be a special program, and stay tuned and keep on watching NCERT's, our NCERT's YouTube channel, NCERT Official, and our PM eVIDYA channels as well. Namaste.